Hey guys, welcome back. So glad you guys tuned in for another video. I guess I'm, doing these things. You guys keep watching them, and so it's super humbling just to be able to make videos here and people actually watch them. So today I'm going to be checking out the Stratus by Chaos Audio. It is an incredible, just multi-effect pedal that is pretty new to the market. And I've been testing it out the past for a while now. And so it can do everything from compressors to EQ to boost, overdrive, fuzz, modulation from tremolo and chorus and vibrato, phaser, flanger, some more stuff up in the air. They're always updating and adding new pedals. They've done collaborations with SHNOBLE, if you know the daily driver. They have that on that pedal, a digital version of it that he approved. He approved the circuit that they did, the digital circuit they did for it. So it sounds really cool. I'm gonna go over some of the features. I'm not gonna hit it all. And so go click the link in my description. It takes you to their website. That should give you 10% off of the Stratus. And so recently allows you to use MIDI with it, which is awesome how I'm using it. I talk over that, but you don't need MIDI to actually use it. You can also just download the app right now just to kind of check out the things they have within their app, what pedals they offer, and yeah. So let's, I want to jump into this pretty quick. I don't want to harp on this too long, but yeah, let's jump into it. All right. So before we get started, I just wanted to point out the obvious. Obviously, the king of tone is gone. As much as I love it, it is really, really good. But when I'm making these videos, I want to have stuff on the board that is repeatable, easily repeatable, without spending, hundreds of dollars. And so that's why I opted for the Golden Boy being my main overdrive. And plus, I'm a sucker for some good MIDI. So. Here I have the blue, I don't think you can see much of the colors, but blue clipping option for the Golden Boy at 50% when I hit that button, and then it goes to 100% of the gain cycle, because I'm not a huge fan of when you double press it, you got to cycle through everything to eventually get back to just your low setting. So I like going 50%, 100%, and then switch over to the green clipping option. Has a little bit more saturation, and then if I need to, I can flip on the boost on top of that. But here is just my dry signal. I turned off my reverb, turned off my delay. So I have the Keeley compressor and the Golden Boy. Let's turn that off and just straight into the ACS1 with my normal setup. And playing through, of course, my Squier offset Telecaster with Revel pickups. Here we go. So very, very dry. I turned the room off of the ACS1, and obviously no delay and stuff. That's just compression. Here's with the Golden Boy on. And this is at where my gain is set 50% of this, so it's pretty much back over here. So pretty tame. I like that for just my always on. Bump it up to, it's my second stage, so 100%. And then third stage. So pretty gainy, and then I can boost it. So a little bit out of tune, but yeah, you get the point. I'm really enjoying that, and it's based off of Bluesbreaker, which is pretty much a king of tone. So let's cover the Stratus. So I'm using MIDI to do everything on the Stratus, and the way that works, you have to have a MIDI host. Now, you don't need this one. I did the Witty Jack stuff because I have another one of these connected to an iPad for emergencies if I need to, from here, control the loop from my Morningstar. And so I can send specific messages to our iPad just in case. And so that's why I went with this route, but you can just find really any MIDI host. I think they have it on their website. And I believe here in a little bit, they're gonna have their own licensed MIDI host that you can purchase straight from their website, which is awesome news. And it's pretty inexpensive, which is great. So, but the way I'm using it, I'm using MIDI, and right now, they use PC messages. If you know anything about MIDI, that's pretty much just preset changes, or program changes is the real thing. But the way I think about it is preset changes. And so the way I am switching things, so this is on, but right now I have a whole preset with nothing on it. There's no, it has a pedal on it, but it's not on. And so let's take a look at the Chaos Audio app. So I'm going to open it up, and this is the Tone Shop. Really, really cool. You can download the app now and just take a look around before you even purchase the pedal. But really cool Tone Shop. And so here are all my effects that I downloaded. Here's my presets. So at PC 0, I have one titled Off, and I just put a EQ there and have it off. That way I can look at live mode and see that this is my off setting. Also, if I were to remove this pedal, it goes back to non-live mode. And so that's the reason I have at least one pedal, so that I can go to live mode and stay on live mode. And so as you can see, if I press this, it corresponds on the app pretty much immediately, and vice versa. Which is just a super cool feature. And so let's take a look at some of my presets. So here, if I press this vibe button, I have it programmed to PC 1. So it goes to this preset right here, where I have the Pluto pitch vibrato set up. So this is that sound. And that is my vibrato sound. And if I double press my Morningstar, I have it go to PC3. So if I double press it, it's going to go down here to PC3. It is pretty much, I titled it Vibe Plus, but it is a lot more. So definitely not a chords vibrato, but definitely something that could be some interesting textures to one note lead lines or stuff like that. But really, really cool stuff. I'm loving those sounds. That's really what I'm using it for. And then I have my tremolo sound. Do some rattle. Some other just cool texture stuff. I don't use that as much as I use the vibrato, but there's that. And then lastly, I've just been playing around because their fuzz is really, really cool. It's based on like a fuzz face. So I'm just going to turn that on real quick. It's a little noisy just because my pickups are noisy, but I turned on this EQ right here because I noticed it was pretty dark. So super cool. And the cool thing about this fuzz is if I roll back the volume a little bit, roll the volume back in. Let me turn that tremolo off. Volume roll back down, neck pickup. And again, this is all with the Golden Boy before it. And so I'm sure if you put this fuzz before any overdrives, it'd clean up way better than that. But that's still surprising to me that a digital fuzz can clean up that well. And so, yeah, that's how I use it right now. And this is how I would set it up as if this is the front of my board. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to my pedal board. I'm going to remove everything real quick. All right, so I removed everything, and we're gonna just get started. So you can just go to the Explorer, but I really want to start off with dynamics. So we wanna get started with a compressor. Nothing is on, let's try the gravities. Let's bring the level up a little bit. Let's see which way this blend goes. So that's more clean. Let's lean it towards this way. It's very compressed, less compression. Let's go like this way. Yeah, that feels good. And then let's move on to press that plus button. Let's add an overdrive. So here they have plenty of overdrives to play with. I've really enjoyed playing with the Ursa Minor, but I'm gonna choose this. This is the Daily Driver. This is actually a new collaboration that they did, and you can purchase it in the Tone Shop. And I'm just gonna quickly just kind of go through it. Let's see, all knobs at noon. That is pretty bright, so I'm going to do that. Bring down the highs. I'm going to bring down the gain a little bit, bring up the volume. Let's give it some more juice. And let's see what that sounds like with my delay and reverb. That sounds really good. And so what I would do is, just for the front, I might add a boost before my overdrives to just boost them. So here they have a clean boost right here. So with it off, so I would save this preset and call it stage 1. And then I would turn this on, go over here, press save, call it stage 2. And then for stage 3, I may just crank this gain a little bit more, turn down the volume to compensate. And if I wanted even more, I could just max it out, you know. which is an awesome sound. That's probably what I would do for just the front of my board, and then leave everything else. You know, leave my delay, my reverb, and I can always, if I wanted to, so I could have this. Let's go back to like right here, you know, stage 2. You know, turn the boost off, stage 1. We can always add a preset with some modulation, you know, and, you know, bring it down to where I had it around here. And so you just save a preset with different pedals on, and then you can switch between those presets. I think in the future, they want to add CC controls. I've been talking with them about this, because as of right now, let me show this with the presets that I have saved on the Morningstar. So right now, with this, from this, you know, mod off, from going to vibrato. Let me turn my stuff back on. So right now we have everything's bypassed on the Stratus. There's a slight audio cutout when switching between presets. It's not noticeable that much live, but if you're someone that's like, that bugs me, in the future they're working on CC presets that just turn on pedals within your preset, and that will get rid of that audio cutout. But also at the same time, let's say we go back to this setup with the compressor, the boost, and the daily driver. So and you know, let's say you wanted to just click on and off the boost and you didn't have a MIDI controller, you just wanted to use this as standalone. What you can do is you can toggle through, as you can see on the phone, you can toggle through which pedal you want to turn on and off. So let's say we wanted to turn that one on and off, and then flip over to the boost, turn it on and off. Or let's say instead of just boosting it, you wanted to add a second daily driver or a distortion before it. Let's go with distortion. Let's go with this Clear Sky distortion. And you wanted to just turn that on and off. That is a huge sound. And so you can do that with just this. You don't need the anything else. You don't need a MIDI controller. You just need the Stratus, and you can use your presets like that, and just load a bunch of pedals on there. Now you will run into, if I try, let's see if I can add a modulation and add a vibrato. See, adding this effect will lead to CPU overload. Consider removing some pedals. So what I can do is I think this daily driver takes up a lot of DSP. And so what we're going to do is go to another overdrive that takes a little bit less, which is the Clear Sky Ursa Minor. That, I really, really like that. That surprised me that that is so good. And so right here, I got my compressor. Right now, the distortion is off, and the Clear Sky Overdrive is on. And so let's go over to the pedal, and if we toggle over to our distortion, Great sound. And then let's say if I added a modulation to this, a vibrato. So I can. See, now I can have 4 pedals. It just depends on what you have. Let's move it down to right around here. And so what we're gonna do on our pedal is we're just gonna add this. We're gonna press plus, or press on. And then we're going to toggle over to our distortion in our front. And then we can turn it off, toggle over to the vibrato, turn it off. And this can just be used by itself. So you can just have this, a delay, reverb, and your amp, and that's how I would use it. But this thing also has, I mean, let's see if we can add a delay to this. We can. Now we can check the status. We're only at 29.2%. So let's turn off my delay. Let's turn off my reverb as well. So we can sync the time with whatever song we're doing it. Let's go 40. I think this is like a dotted 8. Great sounding delay. Loving those repeats. And let's add a reverb. Let's see if we can just build a whole pedal board here. My reverb's off. Let's go with the Starlight. Oh, nope. Can we choose any of these? Doesn't look like it, but let's see if we can just go back to the pedal board. Let's say we didn't need a, and this is where you fill it up with pedals. You know, this isn't gonna replace your entire pedal board, but it can replace 90% of it. Let's say we remove the compressor and use my onboard compressor and just have everything on. Let's turn off the distortion, keep the overdrive on. We got the delay, and we have a reverb. Now, it's not going to sound as wide as my reverb because it's not stereo. This will do just fine. That's a great reverb. Let's see if there's any other reverbs that we have. Let's look at the deep space reverb. Let's move it towards the end. There we go. Turn the mix down. And so now you have all your pedals. You have your whole pedal board on here, other than your amp and a compressor. And so now you can, if you just remember the order that you're in, so you have here, you have your first was your distortion, so we can click that. This was vibrato. And so in theory, what you could do is you could just have your phone open next to your board, and as you're tapping through these things, you can see what you're turning on and off. And so that's one option, or just memorize your pedal board, which I've done before. or just run MIDI, and then you can just switch between your presets and stuff like that. So I hope this helped. This thing is incredible. Go get yourself one using the link in the description. You can take 10% off, which is an incredible deal, especially for what this thing can do. It's like an H9 on steroids, or it could do more than just one pedal at a time, like an HX1. This can do multiple pedals at a time. And so go support Chaos Audio, go follow them on all those socials. Everything's down below. So hope this helps. So thank you guys for watching. As always, all of my gear is below in the description, and some of those are Amazon affiliate links, and that's just a way to support my channel. If you want to also subscribe, like the video, it's free for you. I'm not going to spam you with videos. I maybe do one of these, every other week, once a week, however my schedule ends up being. So yeah, subscribe, like this video if you like it. If you don't, comment why, comment some other things I should do, what videos I should make. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next video.